Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Food Experience. Today's food experience, meatloaf. More specifically, barbecue smoked meatloaf. And even more specifically, I'm using the recipe from Meat Church that Matt Pittman uses. And I've been wanting to try this for a long time, and today's the day. Well, actually, last weekend was the day because that's when I filmed this. And I'm also making some barbecue roasted potatoes. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get down to it, and here we go. I left the bread sitting out all night, and it's definitely stale feeling. There you go, and I'll do the remaining 3 slices off camera. Next, I'm dicing up a large yellow onion. There we go, onion is diced, and 4 pieces of cubed stale white bread. Adding 1/3 of a cup of milk to the bread. And in this case, I think I'm adding a little more milk to it. Adding 3 pounds of 80/20 ground chuck and a pound of breakfast sausage. And a couple tablespoons of Meat Church garlic and herb. A 1/4 cup of Bear and Burton's W sauce, Fireshire edition. I haven't tried this before, and wow, it smells so good. Also, a 1/4 cup of Meat Mitch Womp sauce. This stuff smells so good as well. Also adding in the diced onion. And get in there and mix everything up. I also have 2 eggs that are beaten. And now that I'm about halfway done mixing everything, I'm adding the eggs. Continue mixing that in some more. Adding the bread. And keep combining until the finish. And I'd say that's pretty darn good. Next, using cling wrap, I'm using a 9x5 bread pan. And make sure to fill it up good, and also make sure to kind of smash it in there good so that the meat goes to the corners. Next, you want to fold it up if you can. This plastic wrap, never was a fan, but it's absolutely essential for this process. And that's going into the freezer for 4 hours. Then I'll come back and we'll fire up the pit boss and get her going. I'll also make the second loaf off camera. 4 hours has elapsed. Here's both the meatloaves. Unfortunately, I did not portion them correctly. So this one's going to be rather large, and this is going to be a small guy. Just dump it out, flip it back up, and unwrap it. The plastic wrap comes off very easily. So what I'll do is use the Fireshire sauce as a binder. You don't have to use a binder, just like any other meat, but I prefer to use one. I really believe it helps the seasoning stick a little better, especially with a frozen item like this. And that Fireshire has a nice tangy taste. I really like it. Since this is a barbecued meatloaf, I'm using a rub, Holy Gospel by Meat Church. And I'm looking for it to create a nice bark, which this should definitely help with. Out at the Pit Boss, I currently have it set for 180 degrees with P7. I'm also using the Sonoff meat thermometer, and I'll put it right in the center. And onto the top rack. I've already treated the top rack with some avocado oil in case it sticks. That should help it. Check back with you guys in a little while. The application's coming in at around 180 degrees, and that's perfectly fine. I'll let it go like this for about an hour, and then I'll turn up the heat. Next, I'm adding some baby gold potatoes, applying a little bit of vegetable oil, Adding some meat, church, garlic, and herb. Meatloaf's been going for about an hour. Baby roasted potatoes. Also changing the temperature to 250. Also to show you right now, the meatloaf is at 90 degrees. There's a little graph. It was below zero when it started. It's been going for about 3 hours now, and wow, that meatloaf is starting to look dynamite. Here's what it looks like at the 3 hour mark. I'm also adding in some extra barbecue sauce, in addition to some beef gravy. Meatloaf has been going for about 3.5 hours now. Oh man, that looks good. Let me see if I could zoom in for you guys. Oh, that is looking fantastic. I'm bringing the meatloaf inside, letting it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. The meatloaf's been resting for about 15 minutes. Now I'm applying some of that barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, that's going to be so good. And slices perfectly without crumbling apart. I really like that. That is looking so good. Look at that smoke ring. There we go. Potatoes and meatloaf, and I'll see you guys back at the table. Welcome back, everybody. Here I am with the barbecue smoked meatloaf and the roasted potatoes. Everything looks so good. Haven't even tried it yet. Here we go. First bite. Oh, wow. The garlic and herb roasted potatoes. Man, that seasoning is good. It works perfect with them. The meatloaf, it all held together. It's not dry. It has some moisture to it. I haven't had meatloaf in a while, and I've been craving it. And this is some of the best meatloaf ever. Wow. Looking forward to smoking the larger meatloaf tomorrow. Since this was in the freezer overnight, it's definitely a lot more frozen than the previous one I did. Using Baron Burton's W sauce, Spireshire, for a binder. Going in with Meat Church Holy Gospel. I also want to get the sides. Time to head out to the pit boss. A little avocado spray for the rack, directly center on the top rack. Close her up. Running at 180 degrees using P7. I'll let it run that way for an hour or two, and then I'll crank it up to 250. The meatloaf's been in there for an hour. Also to let you know, the pit's been running between 185 to 190. It's been really consistent in there. And I'll put it right in the side here. Looks like the internal temperature of the meat is 46 degrees. I'll let it go a bit longer and then I'll crank up the heat. At the 2 hour mark, meat is currently at 95 degrees, upping the temperature to 250. Now at the 3 hour mark, oh yeah, that's starting to look great. I'll tell you what, it smells so good out here. Right now the meat is at 142 degrees. Close her back up. It's been about another 15 to 20 minutes. Man, that's just looking better each and every time I open her up. Adding some brown gravy in there. Let it warm up. When it gets to around 157, I'll glaze it with the gravy and put her back in. Now the temperature's at 158. Temporarily removing it. And drizzling it with brown gravy. Oh yeah. Putting it back in. And letting her finish up. It's been about another 20 minutes. Temperature is up to 163 and I'm removing it. Wow, that looks so good. See if I could get it off the rack. There we go. Remove that probe. Boy, that looks crazy good. Going back into the house and letting it rest for about 15 minutes. The meatloaf's been resting about 20 minutes. Boy, that looks so good. Try to cut some slices. Oh my gosh, it is so moist. Yeah, just so super moist. Wow. That looks so good. One more slice ought to do it for now. I'll see you guys back at the table. Welcome back, everybody. Here we are, Meatloaf 2.0. I say that because the first one, I used barbecue sauce for the glaze. This one, I used brown gravy, and I let it go back into the pit boss and kind of glaze on it a little bit more. But I got to try this. It looks so good. I have extra brown gravy I reserved. Oh yeah. It still has the tanginess of the other barbecue sauce because it was put into the meatloaf. Same with that W sauce. Firesshire, could totally tell. And the seasoning, Holy Gospel, along with the garlic and herb inside, so good. Last night I also made roasted potatoes and they were delicious with that garlic and herb seasoning. Wow. With the gravy or with the barbecue sauce, either way it's a home run. If you haven't tried Matt from Meat Church's meatloaf recipe, I highly recommend giving it a try. I did change a thing during cooking though. For the first bit of time, I was at 180 degrees in the pit boss and I used the P7 setting because the temperature was climbing a little too high, and that allowed for some more smoke to impart into the meat. Definitely has a nice smoky flavor, and I used Pit Boss mesquite pellets for the smoke. The combination of the ground chuck plus the breakfast sausage, also a great idea. I mean, this is such a flavorful meatloaf. Nice and moist too. At this point, I'm going to close this out. I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, drop me a line below. Oh yeah, and look in my description box. I'll have a link back to Matt Pittman's video. That way you could check out how he did it. Anyhow, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I got all kinds of good things coming up. If you liked the video, hit thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit thumbs down. And until next time, have a stellar day. Be excellent, and most of all, remember me, I'm KJ Andy O, your food experience host with the most. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.